Good evening and welcome to the CTV News at 5. Canola prices are on a uptick this week, bringing relief to Saskatchewan farmers still dealing with the financial impact of Chinese tariffs. Now it comes as China secures a massive shipload of grain less than 2 weeks after it signed a trade deal with the Canadian government. Now, according to the province, about 600,000 tons of canola is on its way to China. One farmer from Balcarres says the recent purchase is bringing a sense of certainty.
We took a beating on canola since harvest. The price had dropped dramatically. Right now, yes, the basis has dropped to a decent amount, and if you're moving to the crusher, you're getting a fairly good price. It still could be higher, but we're finally making money again.
Kodiak adds he is optimistic about canola prices for this upcoming growing season. More than a dozen SaskEnergy employees have been laid off after a recent investigation uncovered a fuel theft scheme. Now, according to the Crown, 13 employees were indefinitely suspended following an internal investigation, which centered around an internal fuel theft, mainly within its construction department between February 2024 and the summer of 2025. SaskEnergy declined further comment, but says it intends to recover the value of fuel taken. The Mackenzie Art Gallery is celebrating African Heritage Month. Now, African Canadian history dates back to the late 1800s and early 1900s in the prairies. Many of those settlers moving from Oklahoma seeking better opportunities as segregation increased in the United States at the time. For Saskatchewan residents born of African descent, Saturday was an important day.
In the 1800s, there were many people that came up after the gold rush. A lot of people didn't know that there was a black settlement up near Maidstone. They came in 1910, and my great-grandmother was among those people that came there. And my own family came in 1906 right here to Regina. And I think my father was one of the first persons of African descent to be born here in 1907.
Now, some notable figures highlighted were Dr. Shad, who worked in the medical field during the late 1890s, George Smith, who served in World War I, and William Earl Lafayette, who served in World War II. Landmarks such as the Shiloh Baptiste in Maidstone, which was built by the first 12 families, also honored. Time now for our first look at weather. Sabine Ahmed joins us in our weather center. Sabine, it seemed like on the weekend in the Parkland, kind of missed a lot of that freezing rain, which, you know, some of South Central Saskatchewan saw.
Yeah, it certainly did, Donovan. But as we head into tonight overnight, could be the time for the Parkland to see some of that freezing drizzle, which is essentially what creates that black ice that we saw many areas in Saskatchewan dealing with over the weekend. We did also see some light flurries this afternoon in parts of the Parkland and a lot of cloud cover. So anyone trying to see their shadow might have had some difficulty doing so in the Parkland. If we take a look at temperatures, though, we're going to start to see well above average temperatures for the lows and for the highs. Tonight, -13 is the expected low. Again, we're usually sitting in the averages of about -20 for the lows. And tomorrow, expecting a daytime high of -2, mostly cloudy conditions continuing. But that's just the start of the warm-up, as it does look like we'll start to see some above zero temperatures. But I'll have all those details coming up in your forecast. Donovan?
All right, thanks, Sabine. Check back in with you a little bit later. The Saskatchewan Roughriders announcing today they have parted ways with one of its longest-serving players, releasing kicker Brett Lauther after 8 seasons.
Lucky white hit in the end zone if Lauther misses. And Brett Lauther doesn't do that. It's a walk-off game winner for Brett Lauther and the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
That kick right there, maybe sealing Lauther as an all-time Rough Rider favorite. The Pilt Country walk-off field goal in the 2019 Labor Day Classic. Now, Lauther leaves the Riders as the franchise's third highest scoring player, amassing 1,085 points scored in more than 100 games in green and white. Oh, and he is now a Grey Cup champion. His impact with the team extending off the field as well, with important commitments to the Rough Rider Foundation, in Saskatchewan schools, and the CFL-PA.
Running right through is Ouellette. What a Grey Cup he's had. A.J. Ouellette. Wesley Sutton on the tackle. because he's covered from there. He is.
The Riders are bringing back, however, the cornerstone of their championship running game, extending tailback A.J. Ouellette Sunday on a one-year deal. Last season, the Ohio University product surpassing 1,000 yards rushing for just the second time in his career and first time since joining the Riders. He had another 200 yards in the playoffs, including a touchdown in the Grey Cup game, and says a big part of his decision to come back to Riderville was getting to play one last season with quarterback Trevor Harris.
I don't want to say it was the biggest part. I love Coach Mace. The coaching staff's awesome. The whole locker room's amazing, but just the bond that me and Trevor have developed over the 2 years, and then him signing and just getting pumped that he gets to play another season of football and possibly 3 more. We'll see how he feels after this one. But yeah, it was a big reason.
Wasn't all good for Saskatchewan, though. According to multiple reports, the Riders will lose a slew of players to free agency. That includes D lineman Malik Carney to the Edmonton Elks, linebackers C.J. Revis and A.J. Allen to the Red Blacks, while receiver Tommy Neild has agreed to terms with the Bombers. The league's free agent communication window closes February 8th, with free agency officially opening on the 10th. The Riders also announcing the re-signing of defensive lineman Benoit Marion today. But on Saturday, the team traded in their cleats for skates as the Roughriders Foundation Winter Classic made its return. Now, the annual event brings current Riders, alumni, and a number of special guests to face off in a hockey game. It raises money for the Foundation's mental health and literacy programs within schools across the province.
Lowest literacy rates in Canada and high suicide rates are in Saskatchewan, so trying to do our best in our part to help fix those. And then for this weekend in this game, it's a lot of fun on the ice, a lot of fun off the ice, something to look forward to for me personally every winter.
Now, the reigning Grey Cup champs with the trophy on hand Saturday and sticking around for after the game to sign some autographs. SJHL Terriers have now won 3 in a row after taking down Nipawin last night.
Crowd forming in front with a shot. Tip loose. Leonard with a shot. Scores!
William Leonard's 27th of the season, the game winner in a 4-3 victory over the Hawks. Terriers have now won 8 of their last 10, with Leonard second in the league in goals, just one back of Estevan's Ewan Rennie. As for the Mills, they were shut out Saturday night against Flin Flon, dropping a 3-0 affair to the Bombers. Scotty's Tournament of Hearts, Team Saskatchewan not making the playoffs, but there is a curler from our province taking home gold.
Final stone. Now here's Gordon. Here's Gordon. They got it by. Have they got this? Oh no, they touched it and it won't go.
Carrie Anderson skipping Team Canada to her 5th Scotties Championship, defeating Caitlin Laws in extra ends 4-3. Third, Val Sweeting from Merrifield, Saskatchewan, also wins her 5th national title. The Scotties winners will now wear the maple leaf at the Women's Curling World Championships in Calgary, March 14th to 22nd. All right, stay with us. Sabine Ahmed back with your full weather forecast coming up after this short break.
Beautiful shot. Looking at Yorkton, did see little peaks of sunshine, and that's going to continue as we head into tomorrow. It didn't feel like it, but I mean, we've continued to see a gradual warm up. I think the coldest we were sitting at was about -16 late this morning, early this afternoon. But of course, with the wind chill still feeling mighty crisp out there, wind chill value still getting into the -20s. Now, as we head into tomorrow, we're expecting to see that temperature jump even more to the warmer side, not dropping, jumping up to the warmer side. But we still will expect to see cloudier conditions as we head into tomorrow. Now, over the last little while, we did see some scattered flurries in parts of the parkland. We're not going to expect a huge snowfall coming through the area, but we could still see pockets of snowfall coming through parts of the parkland over the next couple of days, which could essentially result in a little accumulation. But in terms of how much, we're looking at mostly trace amounts up to about 1 centimeter. Some areas could see a little more. I'll show you that coming up in just a second here. But this is basically what we're looking at as we head into this evening. So cloudy conditions continue. We do have a system bringing snow snow in parts of northern Saskatchewan, just a little down in the southeast there. But if we're focused right into the parkland, it is this system that is in the north that could possibly clip through Hudson Bay and bring a little bit more than that 1 centimeter of snow. But many other areas we're going to continue just to see trace amounts through parts of the parkland. And then again, just these little pockets of snow that we're going to see around the Wynyard area. Not a huge system that's coming through that's planning to stick around or expecting to stick around for longer than a little bit as it's continuing to make its through into Manitoba. And then by tomorrow around the noon hour, we could see more pockets of snowfall coming through. But again, not expecting to see a lot in terms of how much is coming through the parkland. The one thing will be consistent is the cloud cover. So a cloudier day expected tomorrow. Could see peaks of sunshine, but mostly cloudy conditions. And this is what we're looking at. So between now and to tomorrow morning, expecting trace amounts around Priestville and Melville up to 1 centimeter. Hudson Bay, of course, as that system is clipping through more so in the Hudson Bay area, expecting up to 2 centimeters tomorrow morning. And then by Wednesday morning, many parts of the parkland all seeing trace amounts. Hudson Bay still up to 2 centimeters. And then by the time we get into Thursday morning, it's going to stay the same. We're not going to really see much more in terms of precipitation coming through the parkland. Temperatures much warmer, but Swan River is the one that's staying right in the seasonal direction or range. Minus 21 is the expected low tonight, but much warmer in Humboldt and Watrous at -8, -16 for Hudson Bay. Tomorrow, we're not quite above zero yet, but very close. -1 for Humboldt and Watrous, -2 for Swan River Melville, -3 for Hudson Bay Wynyard. Again, mostly cloudy conditions for Yorkton tonight. -11 winds up to 25, but by tomorrow we will have those winds picking up to 50. -2 is the expected high with mostly cloudy conditions. But here is the good news. We do have much warmer temperatures on the way. However, windier days ahead as well. So -2 tomorrow, mostly cloudy, winds at 50. Wednesday winds at 50, +2. And take a look at that low, remaining above zero at +2. Thursday mainly sunny, +4 is expected as a daytime high. Winds up to 55. Winds start to calm down as we approach the weekend. Temperatures also dipping below zero, but always remaining above seasonal even into next Monday.
Coming up, the new president of the Yorkton Chamber will be in to share his vision for the future. Stay with us to learn more.
Do you have a community event you would like to promote? Or maybe you'd like to draw attention to your organization? Let your local CTV station help you spread the word. Contact us at 306-786-8444 or email yorktonnews@bellmedia.ca. You can appear on CTV Yorkton's News at 5 and get your message to our viewers.
Our community brought to you by Key Auto Group. Experience clear and simple car buying online all the time.
Welcome back. Today we are catching up with the Chamber of Commerce in Yorkton, and my guest is Juanita Pelegi and the new president, Doug. Hello, thank you so much for joining me.
Our pleasure to be here. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So how are you guys these days?
Doing well. Excited for another year at the Yorkton Chamber. Some great things on the go, and looking forward to what 2026 will bring.
Yeah, so you are the new president of the Chamber. What does this mean?
Well, I've been on this board now with Juanita and our fellow directors for about 4 years. So my peers saw it in them to nominate me for the position of president, and I'm really looking forward to having this opportunity to sit at the head of the table and to bring my insight to the business community as a representative of Legacy Co-op. That's who I represent on the chamber board. So it's a pleasure to be involved, and I'm quite excited to have this opportunity.
Absolutely. Do you have any vision for the future?
Well, I think our vision will continue as it has, even over the 4-year term that I have been involved. We are always here to advocate for Yorkton business, our local business. That's very important. We're always looking for new opportunities for business. I think having a great collaborative a relationship with the City of Yorkton and other orders of government is very important, so we're going to continue to work with that. And I think we if we're looking at chambers as a whole across the province, I would think we're probably one of the stronger ones with our relationships and the amount of involvement that we get into. So.
And by involvement, do you also refer to your advocacy work?
Yeah, so I mean, we try at best to represent every single aspect of this business community as we can. So we're always listening to ideas, and we're not scared to challenge things if they need to be challenged. We're not scared to push some issues that we see as potential opportunity for Yorkton, and sometimes it's just good on behalf of others to be able to speak up and say, hey, this is something that maybe the city should be looking at, maybe the province rather should be looking at, and that's certainly what we're in position to do.
And can you bring up a couple of examples of these issues?
Yeah, I think Juanita would sit here and agree with me today that one of the big things for us is Grain Millers Drive to the north of the city. There's a huge economic opportunity there. We really see what's going to happen there on the heels of Legacy Co-op's announcement of a travel center, a $20 million travel center that's going to anchor that piece of property. Now, that stretch of road rather, the problem we're having is that the road condition is awful. So we have been working diligently over the past, probably almost 3 years now, really trying to ask the questions as to when is this project going to get completed, and what can we expect, and we've brought in the city. We've had our collaborative talks with the city as well as the province of Saskatchewan as to what's going on, and that being said, we've also spoken with the rural municipality as well. So we don't have anything at stake personally, but for the chamber we certainly do, because it involves a lot of our membership.
No, this involves a lot of background work, it seems.
It certainly does.
So how about the plans for 2026 for the chamber, other than the road that leads to the new travel hub?
Well, certainly we've got lots going on, and the two signature events for 2026 will be our Celebrate Success Business Awards in April and our annual Chamber Business Dinner in October. So as we get closer to those dates, more and more information will be announced, and we'll look forward to having the business community participate.
I see what you're doing, teasing these two events, but are there any details that you are allowed to share today?
Well, the Celebrate Success Business Awards are open to all the businesses in Yorkton and anyone with a Yorkton Chamber membership. And there are a number of categories. We introduced a number of new categories back in 2024. So we would encourage everyone that operates a business in Yorkton to look at those application categories when they come out and consider submitting an application. And because it's a great way to get your business name out in front of the business community.
Absolutely. And if people would like to, and business owners would like to find out more, where can they reach you?
Well, we'll be making some announcements in the near future, and that information will be out there, but of course they can always call me at the chamber office. We're happy to talk to anybody.
Yeah, we're always looking for new members, so if anyone is interested in the chamber, it starts with a chat to say, hey, what's it all about? We'd be happy to meet with them and talk to them about it. Absolutely.
Okay, sounds very, very good. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today and taking the time to give me this amazing introduction.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having us.
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
An armed forces training facility near Prince Albert is open again after shutting down 15 years ago. CTV's Jasmine Pelchier has the story.
On Saturday, 56 members of the Canadian Armed Forces were hard at work training, trudging through snow just north of Prince Albert. Major Ramsey Belisle says the wooded area is ideal for basic maneuver training.
It's just all basic to be able to hone our skills so that we can augment the regular force or deploy or have the soldiers have the experience to deploy to Latvia.
For the last 2 weekends, the Canadian Armed Forces has been conducting winter survival training for members of all ranks at the Prince Albert Range training area, although the property is no longer used as a range. In addition to the North Saskatchewan Regiment, members of the 38 Combat Engineer Regiment and 38 Service Battalion participated in a snowmobile course, chainsaw usage, and winter operations training. Captain Ryan Cresswell says the training prepares members to live outside in winter conditions.
How to set up our 10-man Arctic tents and how to snowshoe, pull the toboggan, and we'll do some on improvised shelters.
The training area closed in 2011 due to lack of maintenance, but the military has been working since 2019 to bring it back up to standard.
B Company, we have a platoon of soldiers in Prince Albert with the North Saskatchewan Regiment. 10 minutes, we jump in the vehicles and we're out here.
Belial says the recently reopened training space still has an issue with trespassing.
A lot of the activities that we're going to be doing in here, trespassing, it's not safe.
The area will be used for training year-round. Jasmine Pelche, CTV News, Prince Albert.
Media members getting a chance to experience what it's like to be blind or visually impaired today, taking part in the Canadian Council for the Blind's Bowling Challenge. Now, this is the 53rd annual Media Bowling Challenge, and it kicks off White Cane Week, which is held the first week of February to bring awareness to blindness and vision loss. CTV's Sabine Ahmed and Lee Jones among those taking part.
We don't have all the blind people in Regina here, but we have a few, and it's just to acknowledge that there is life after, having something like this happen to you, and just come out, and there's lots of events for for visually impaired people.
Participants are encouraged to try bowling at this event with their eyes closed or even covered. And it is Groundhog Day. Now, our province has not had a weather predicting rodent since 2014, but across the country, others are climbing out of their winter burrows.
As town criers for Willie, we're proud to proclaim no shadow he spotted, no sunshine he claimed. So once again, the crier's bell did ring. Yes, Willie predicts. Now hear this, it's an early spring!
Ontario's Wyerton Willie is predicting warm weather ahead. The mayor and town criers say the rodent did not see his shadow. Now, unfortunately, in Nova Scotia, they had to cancel their event for Shibanakati Sam because of the weather, but according to folklore, that means an early end to winter as well. There's actually 14 officially recognized groundhogs across the country who predict the weather, but my dad always said if 6 more weeks of winter is an early spring in our province. That's all we got for today. We'll be back tomorrow, regularly scheduled program. Have a great night, everyone.